I recently rode the Yamaha XSR900 at Sydney Motorsport Park. I booked into the medium fast group, and as I lined up I noticed something unnerving. Pretty much most of the bikes were large capacity superbikes with very few naked bikes. I looked out of place and most likely to get hosed. I left the XSR in aggressive mode and went out to have some fun. The engine is ballistic and the hero of the package. The intake noise is angry and the exhaust note is intoxicating. It has a race bike tinny resonance and I'm loving it. The power and torque the triple makes is very impressive and I'm easily keeping up. The front brakes are powerful and have great feel, and the ABS no hint of lockup under hard aggressive braking, so the calibration is spot on. The rear ABS does kick/pulse the lever a few times, but only when I was braking harder than really needed. The slipper clutch works really well too. Even under the hardest braking there is absolutely no chatter at all and the downshifts are silky smooth. On the other hand, the upshifts at higher speeds and gears are slightly notchier. I tucked down and managed to get up to 240 km/h down the straight. The bike was very stable even with the wind buffeting. Peeling into turn 1 at anything over 200 km/h the bike was wallowing too much before it settled nearing the apex. It would not want to turn and there was not a lot of feel from the front tire. Once it had settled and approached the apex it was fine and would fire out like a missile. It was frustrating as the fast guys would buzz straight past me from turn in to apex, but once past that the XSR would fire out of corners and stay with them until the next corner where they would edge away again. It was worse in corners where I was trail braking harder too. I had to be smooth and trust the front end. I feel that the rear was bang on, but the front may be too soft, making the bike pitch at turn in and settle when off the brakes again. The rear was just perfect, hooking up on exit with a hint of wheel spin thanks to the traction control which I set to low. The XSR would also lift the front wheel, creating a massive grin. I have to pinch myself really as I'm riding a cafe racer, not a sports bike. I can't imagine how much better the XSR would have been if the front end was set up well. The bars, foot pegs, switchgear are all very well placed and the bike is quite comfy. I really like the dash as it's very easy to read and has a nice and simple design that suits the retro cafe racer look. It's a nicely designed bike from top to bottom, and the only thing I would do is paint all the aluminium billet pieces black for a meaner look and add the aftermarket seat cowl and a larger chromed front light as it looks slightly out of proportion. After that I would play with the forks and maybe try different hoops for more front end feel. I think then the XSR could surprise many track riders. It certainly surprised me.